For decades, African security has often been discussed as though the continent were a single uniform space characterized by similar conflicts, weak governance, and recurring instability. This homogenizing perspective has increasingly been challenged by a growing body of scholarship advocating for the dehomogenization of African security. Rather than relying on sweeping generalizations, this approach emphasizes Africa's diversity, complexity, and the necessity of context specific analysis. Central to this critique is the argument that dominant security narratives have depended on overly simplistic explanations, such as ancient hatreds or institutional weakness, that obscure the deeply political, historical, and social factors shaping insecurity across different regions. In practice, African states exhibit a wide range of security arrangements, including hybrid political orders and locally rooted governance systems, which do not align neatly with Western models of statehood and security. At the heart of dehomogenization is a rejection of Eurocentric frameworks that dominate mainstream international relations and security studies. Scholars argue that treating Western state models as universal has marginalized African experiences and rendered indigenous conflict management practices invisible. Dehomogenization instead calls for centering African perspectives and recognizing that security is conceptualized and practiced differently across the continent. Community-based and indigenous approaches feature prominently in this rethinking of security governance. Philosophies such as Ubuntu, alongside other homegrown initiatives, underscore the importance of collective agency, local ownership, and culturally grounded responses to insecurity. While these approaches resonate with post-colonial and critical security thinking, scholars caution that enduring power asymmetries and external dependencies continue to constrain their full realization. Security governance in Africa is further shaped by regional and subnational dynamics, where regional organizations, local actors, and political leadership play decisive roles. Distinct historical trajectories, such as Uganda's influence within East Africa, illustrate how regional security complexes emerge from specific political and historical contexts rather than from continental uniformity. The implications for both policy and research are significant. Analysts and policymakers are increasingly urged to abandon one-size-fits-all solutions in favor of nuanced, context-aware strategies that engage local histories, institutions, and actors. While international partnerships remain important, they must respect African agency and avoid instrumentalizing the continent for external interests. As debates on African security continue to evolve, dehomogenization offers a more accurate and ethically grounded lens, one that recognizes Africa not as a singular security problem, but as a continent of diverse realities, voices, and solutions.